Happy Monday Momentum. We are extremely late. This live was supposed to happen at 11:30, right, Nancy? But I got sidetracked. I'm not gonna lie, it was my fault. I take the blame for all of it. Well, not all of it. The traffic was really heavy at a certain point to get here to Nancy's house. Thank you so much, Nancy, for having me. And it's such a beautiful, beautiful day. It's sunny, blue skies, absolutely gorgeous. I'm very, very blessed and grateful. I was telling Nancy for her and for me being here and allowing me to share your space with me. But today's topic is really, really a lovely one, and it's a very common one that I hear about all the time, even with business partners, other business partners, and other people that are always curious about this business. And it's just a common topic, something that I went through as well, and I'm sure Nancy's been through many times, of doubt and fear. It's just an emotion that I guess human beings feel, right? When things are changing, when things are shifting. And so today's topic is what happens when you say yes to yourself. And the main thing is fear to freedom, right? When you cross that other side of fear, you end up opening up so many doors and so many opportunities and so many blessings, right? If you follow that. And it's kind of funny to say, like, follow your fear, right? And see what's on the other side. Because if you don't find out, if you keep thinking about it, then you're never going to know, right? You're always just going to assume that it just wasn't for you, or it's too scary, or it's just something you're avoiding in total. But the truth is, we all hold, and I always say this, we all hold the answers within us. So we have to unveil, right? We have to lift that veil off and face our fears and our truths and ask those hard questions, right? In order to reveal what's on the other side and what's actually holding you back. Because you'll be surprised. Sometimes you think it's something physical that you're scared about, but then it's something deeper, right? That you've been holding on to for way too long, that it's time to let go and release that. But anyways, Nancy, how are you this morning?
I'm great, thank you.
That's amazing.
Glad you could come.
I'm glad that I'm here too. And so do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure.
A little bit, and how we know each other and so forth?
Sure. I'm Nancy Claire Ferreira, and I'm an online business owner, and that's how I met Cynthia, through this online business. And we just wanted to get together to share some of our feelings today about how we started and how we're continuing on in this business. I was kind of fearful about what happened with the pandemic, because with the pandemic I owned my own bridal business for umpteen years, and I lost everything in a blink of an eye, and I was scared to go out and get a new job.
Can I pause you for just a second, Nancy? Did you want to join so that it also shows on your page?
I can try.
Okay, I'll help you. See, you're never doing things alone over here. You're always going to get help, always going to get support, always going to learn, right? We have to learn somewhere. Okay. So let's see, pull that down, refresh. Okay, see how it says live. So, bum, bum, bum.
Technology, that's something that somebody in my age fears. Because, you know, the thing that you fear is the thing that you... Ferreira, and I'm an online business owner,
Send
and that's
request.
how I met Cynthia, through this online business.
Your request has been sent. Okay, let's see.
That you fear is the thing that you...
Boom, boom, boom.
Ferreira, and I'm an online business owner, and that's how I met Cynthia.
Let's
through this
see.
online business.
It said request, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to figure something out. Let's see if we do it. Okay, go back a little bit. Okay, so let's ask to join Cynthia Isabel on the live broadcast. You have, so let's see, maybe it takes a while. Oh, perfect. Okay, adding. So you might Yeah, turn the volume down on that one just so. I hope everyone's having the most amazing morning. It's Monday. It's time to, we're going to start a little over here, but it's time to reset, right? We always save things for Monday. Well, most people do. I'll start on Monday, or Monday is a fresh week. So it's a great, that's why I do these on Mondays, because I feel like we all need a reset. We all need that button to get us motivated to keep going. Okay. So, okay, it's a little delayed. That's what happens sometimes when you're both on the stream. But maybe the volume totally down on one of the devices. Okay, awesome. All right. So Nancy, you were saying how
When I was introduced to this business,
yes.
It was just before the pandemic, and with the pandemic, I'm a bridal designer, and I lost everything because nobody was getting married, and it was a very, very fearful time for the whole world.
Absolutely.
Everybody. And I had never really had a job since I worked at the exhibition at 15. so it's
Other than what you were doing.
yeah,
Yes.
other than my own business. And like I had an in-home business. I was used to being home with my boys. I was here to raise my boys. And so I wanted to continue that. But because of the pandemic, I had to go out and I got 4 jobs because I knew how much I made with my business and I knew what I wanted to make. So, but through this business, I've been able to cut down on most of them. I still have one, but I think the whole world was in fear,
Yes.
so I think that we have to step out of that or else we'll be stuck.
Yes.
And, everybody, I hope, wants to grow.
Yes. And can I ask you one question? So what were you afraid before starting? Were you afraid to start this business, or were you like, no, this is awesome? Because it's either you're afraid, you're skeptical, you go through like phases, I find, right? Where like you want to know more about the business, but then you think it's not real, like the numbers. Like I get that a lot, like, oh my gosh, is this real? Like, how could this be? Because we're so conditioned to the 9 to 5, right? And to making a certain amount of income, not like an uncapped income, right? So here, because we have that potential, some people think it's unrealistic and false, or that's why they get into their heads, which is normal. It's fine. I was like that too. When I saw those numbers, I was thrown back and I couldn't believe it because I wasn't used to that, right? So were you afraid before starting this business, or how did you feel?
When I first saw the ad on Facebook that caught my eye, it said that I had to wait till a Tuesday or Thursday evening to watch the complimentary webinar, and I couldn't wait.
You were excited.
I couldn't wait. I had to, and plus, I didn't know if I could fit it into those times myself. And I don't remember what day it was, but I couldn't wait.
Yeah.
So I think I was nervous, excited.
Yeah.
So I watched it right away. I booked my coaching call a couple days later, and I had a little bit of a time getting our times together
Yeah.
so that we could have our coaching call. And then I was a little bit fearful about just the logistics. I had run my own business, but that was totally different. I had clients come to my house. I still have clients come to my house, and so it was just totally different. But I always had the entrepreneurial mindset.
Which is
Good.
really important, right? When you start, I mean, it's not something that you need because some people come in here without knowing how to use
A computer.
like, but if you do have that mindset of knowing a potential, knowing something might work, that business mindset, then you'll be golden. You'll be like 100 times ahead, right? Because you already have that mindset within you. But so do you want to tell people what the coaching call is? Because you mentioned the coaching call, like it.
Yeah. So once you once you go ahead and watch the complimentary webinar, then they ask you to pay refundable if you're not interested, $149 US. And I did that right away. And I thought $149, I can, if I lose it, I lose it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I just thought, it's not a huge investment. So I did that right away. And
Spend money on other,
yes,
stupid things
yeah, you
that
go out for
are
dinner
so
nowadays.
expensive, right? And are you promised an excellent meal 100% of the time? If you go to a new restaurant, no. And you
No,
don't get that money back, right? And a
no.
meal these days could cost over $100 if you go with your family, right? So, yeah.
Yes, for sure. So I paid that, and then I listened to some videos, and then after you get the main gist of the business, the next step would be to um, have a coaching call. But if you watch those videos and you don't think it's for you, you can have your 149
Absolutely.
refunded before you have the coaching call.
Absolutely. And you could also, touch base with, well, I don't know. For me, I like to connect people on a personal level.
Yes.
And I like people to get to know me as well, right? And I like to get to know the person as well that I'm introducing the business to. So I'm very open with talking and feeling, feeling each other out, right? Before you actually say, okay, I want to do this coaching call, because I think that's a fair deal, right? Where we don't pressure anybody, we don't convince anybody here. You do things how you feel and how you're learning as you go, right? Because the webinar teaches you the basics about the business, but then if you want to know like the compensation plan, the companies that we're partnered with, and all of the rest, that there's so much to learn and so much insight to have you understand fully so that you can make a wise decision if this is for you or not. I love that they have the 30-day program, because it gives you enough time to actually see if this could be for you, right? Because this is a serious business. It's not some little side hustle, right? And that's why it's making big impact and big transformations. It's not just a little something here and there, right? This is the real deal. So, Nancy, so most people that watch you post about, the business and stuff, there might be a lot of people that find it intriguing, but they're holding back. And what do you think is the most, common thing that you've heard, like, throughout your experience of people coming in, but they're not sure? Like, what's the most thing that you've heard that they're they doubt, basically?
Well, as you can see, the difference between our curly hair. A lot of people my age are the fear of the computer, the fear of technology, fear of, can I keep up?
Yeah.
Can I really do this posting? What is all this posting?
Yeah.
Like, can I come across as being young enough or old enough?
Yeah.
Or because I think that you're never too young to start anything.
No, absolutely.
You can start anything at any age. you know um so I think that the people that my fear is just the logistics of it.
Mhm.
And how I think people are pretty secure on what we're doing. It's just whether they can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? That's a good, how you compared ourselves a little bit, because there's no age requirement here, right? There's people from all walks of life, all different ages, all different backgrounds, that they're starting over. They're starting because they see the potential in this business, and you don't have to know it all. You don't have to be a certain age. You don't have to be an influencer. You don't have to have a major following here. Those are all things that you don't have to have, right? And some people assume right away, oh my gosh, no, I'm too old, or I can't do that because I'm not good on social media, or I can't do all those postings and lives and all this stuff. But like in the beginning, you don't have to. You're not required to do any of that, right? First is you're learning, because we all started with that knowledge. Without the knowledge, how are you ever supposed to do anything in life, right? So you have to put down your roots, establish your business how you want it to be presented and how you want to show up too, right? And along the way, you're learning. because I'm still learning. Like every day I'm learning something new.
I think it will never stop.
It will never stop. And I want to continue to learn,
Mhm.
right? Something about yourself, something about how you show up, something about just your business. You're growing in all areas of your life. And that's the beautiful thing here. I think that's the biggest reward, to be honest with you. Yes, I came here for the income because it's a very generous opportunity. But at the end of the day, I've realized that money's not everything. The fact that you get to connect with people from all over the world, the fact that you get to help other people just like you that are probably scared or probably think they can't, and then they get over that fear. And it's like, oh my gosh, like I was such a good influence on that person and I helped that person start something incredible. Like that, I think is the reward here. And a lot of people say that, right? Like when they've experienced this business for many years, like the money's not even the number one thing, right? Although, yes, there's so much space to make that here, right? And to get ahead and to do all the things that are important to you, because for different, I'm sure for you it's different. The meaning of making money or wealth is very different, right? Everyone has their own perspective and own opinion on that, and it's not all about that most of the time. And if it is, that's okay too, because money's good, right? Money's not evil. Money, and that's what I used to think back then too. And I used to look at numbers like, oh my gosh, like, no, like, I don't want money. Or I used to like block myself from that. But now it's like I'm open to receive the wealth, not only money, but like wealth in all areas of my life. And I think that's the beauty part of it. Okay, so what changed when you finally said yes? Like, how did you feel?
Well, I think that there was like a calm feeling, because I think like once I got into the training and tried to learn about more, I think it became I think the butterflies of the nervousness went away because we have the most phenomenal learning courses system,
Yes.
unbelievable step by step. And so if you just continue step by step, then I think it's more of a calming feeling. So the kind of the nervousness went away because I knew that it was a proven system. I knew that if we just kept at
And
it.
by proven system, what do you mean about like, because sometimes I think people get a little overwhelmed by the words that we use sometimes. Because in the beginning, I'm like, what's a system? What is this all about, right?
Well,
So maybe explain in brief, like what a proven
a
system.
proven system is if you go through a course step by step, and you let's say you want to set up your page and you want to put posts, and if you have a step by step that everybody else in this business has gone through before you,
Yeah.
and that are going to go after you.
So the blueprint, basically,
Yeah,
right? The roadmap to what
is there.
Yes.
And so as long as you and they upgrade it all the time. There's
Absolutely.
always enough something new for us to go over. So
Because the internet's changing, social media changes all the time, right? So they update all those things to make it easier for us. And another thing I wanted to add with the proven system, like when people hear that term, it basically means that people ahead of us that have already started the business way before us, that established this business, it's given them results, right? And it continues to give them results. So that's what we mean by like, we have the proven program here, all set up, ready to go. You don't have to figure it out on your own. You don't have to think, oh my gosh, where am I going to get these resources or where am I going to get these tools, right? Everything is laid out for you. And that's the beautiful thing about it, right? Because if you were to ever start a franchise style business, let's just say, does anybody give you a binder full of like the steps that you need to take, resources and, things that will help you to start the business? Absolutely not, right? And if you do want that, it's extra money, right? You're going to spend extra money on
buy a
all kinds.
franchise.
Exactly. But this is
Millions of
similar,
dollars.
but it's digital, right? So you're not going to show up physically to work, right? You don't have to physically be at a location. You don't have to physically put down like that big investment for other things to start your business, right? Here, it's all included. And that's like, it still amazes me that all of this is included. And if you're wondering, like, because this is another common question that we get too, that is based off of fear, like, oh, but what's the 149? Like, why is it 149? Why do I have to pay to know more about this business? Well, number one, the 149 is, let's just say you did end up starting this business, you get your funnel, your website, all of the tech stuff behind our business that we don't actually have to physically do. We have people doing that for us. So that,
which we don't know how to do.
and we don't know how to do. So that gets all taken care of, right? So that's where the fee comes, and that's a one-time fee, right? And the fact that, you know, like you said before, it's refundable if it's not for you. That's just a choice, right? That we give you. That's an option. But we also love the fact that, I don't know about you, but everyone that has come in to learn more about this business and to try the 30-day program, yes, they've been scared, and you know, some of them have been taking longer to make that decision. But when they do, then they understand why that fee was so important, right? Because it comes with other things as well. Like you get to go into our Facebook group, that where you can see our whole community. Number one, that's like an amazing group. And you also get like little peeks and sneak peeks on the actual training website, where you get to see like what this business is all about and what's included. And then plus the coaching call too, right? So that's just another little explanation of what that 149 is. We don't get any of that income, just so you know. And it's just a great way to speed up your business too. Once you make that decision, it's going to be all set up for you. So I love that. Was I on another topic that I changed the topic? Because that's something I do. But I don't think so. Okay, so I'm going to ask you another question, Nancy. So, okay, you had said like once you started this business, you felt like like at ease, right? Like, you did it give you some sort of hope that, you know, if something doesn't work out, really, I have this as backup?
Well, I had my design business. I had my job, and so I mean I had income, and so I knew that I could just go, you know, study all the courses, go through everything. I wasn't in a hurry to rush to set everything up because everything was new to me.
Yeah.
So it took me probably maybe a little bit longer than somebody else, but this isn't a race.
No,
This isn't a race.
absolutely.
And but the thing is that, to get over that fear of anything, you have to take that step, and you have to
Yes.
take that step daily, so
Well, that's with anything in life, right? Like if you want to, you know, I don't know, lose weight, right? What are the things that you have to do in order to get there consistently, right? Because if you don't do something consistently, if you don't move your body, if you're not consuming the right foods, well, then you're not going to see progress, right? And same with this business, and same with anything in life. You have to do things consistently and really truly believe that you're in the right place so you can see that progress and see results. And I think that's something really important too. Is there anything that you wanted to say if you had to share something with somebody that wants to come in, or maybe not even with this business, or wants to try something new and they're just hesitant and they've been procrastinating?
Well, I think that everything is just the first step, even if it's a baby step, because the thing is that there's a difference in our age right now. But the thing is do does she want to get to my age and not be any further ahead? Do I want to get to total retirement age, which and not where I want to be? So I mean, is the fear greater? Than taking a first step,
Yeah.
or where you're not going to be in 10 years or
Yeah.
20 years or whatever the amount of space
And that's
is.
what I think sometimes we take advantage of time, right?
Yeah.
Time goes by so quickly. Yesterday was gone. Last month is far behind us, right? Like we live once.
June is next this week.
I know, it's crazy.
Where did the half a year go? Like
Where, I
years
know,
go,
where did it go? And that's the thing. Like, if you're wanting to do something in life, okay, it doesn't have to be this business. I share to inspire in general for your life, for a better you. So if you're wanting to do something, even if it's the smallest thing, right, that you've been wanting to do so badly, but you just haven't done it yet, go out and do that. Because once you do that, I'm telling you, I promise you, okay, if you keep doing what you're doing, many doors are going to open up for you, because that's exactly what
I just wanted to say a little thing.
Yes.
Like I bought that. My house is over 100 years old, and they bandaged everything by putting up paneling everywhere. There was wallpaper on paneling, and I wanted to get rid of this wallpaper paneling, and I spent sleepless nights thinking, how am I going to get drywall to the house? The boys were little at the time. How am I going to get it? You know, and I spent many nights turmoiling over this stupid problem. And then when I finally, one Easter weekend, said, boys, come on, we're doing it, there was drywall behind it. There was huge holes.
Yeah.
There was huge holes in it, which I, went to Home Depot and found a contractor and was taught how to fix the holes. But if I had just taken that little that I wanted to do it and acted on it right away,
Yes.
I wouldn't have been dreaming about it every night.
No, I know. And that's the thing, right? If you have something that's nudging you, something that you're constantly thinking about, maybe that's a sign of something, right? You have to ask yourself, like, why do I keep thinking about this? Why do I keep getting that urge to like do something, but then something holds you back, right? Or you're thinking about what other people might think of you. That's another big thing here too, right? People think constantly, like, what are people going to think of me if I start this business or this new venture? Like, but are they actually, do they even matter? Not in a harsh way, but do they even matter, right? You have to think about yourself and your loved ones and how you're going to impact them, not everyone else. Nobody else matters, right? In that sense, if they don't get it, they don't get it. You just let them. Have you read the Mel Robbins book, Let Them?
Mm-hmm.
So that has been a really amazing thing for me. When I feel like I'm reacting to something or I right away, that helps me like 100%. It's like, okay, that's okay. Like, let them be, let them do, and let's focus on me, right? And how I don't want to spend my energy thinking about whatever might have been, on my mind for that second. Because we can hold on to things for a very long time, and those are setbacks, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, I spent many nights in fear about something that wasn't even a reality.
Yeah. Yeah. We make stories up in our minds and then we think it's true, right? But there's so many possibilities here, guys. And hopefully I helped, or we've helped one person here, either to motivate you for today, for tomorrow, for your future, whatever it may be. But that is what we're here for. And if you're curious about this business, we will show you how we got started and what you need to do in order to check this out. And the first step is always to watch that free webinar. We both have our websites displayed somewhere in our socials, and it's very easy to click and watch. And then that's it, right? That's how you can feel and see if this could be for you too. And if it's not, that's okay, right? In life, not everything is for everybody. And I totally understand that. But one thing I know is that many people are struggling these days more than ever. And I feel like this type of business is unlocking so many things for so many people. Whether you're looking for something, whether you're not looking for something, because I personally wasn't looking for anything here. I thought I had it all figured out, to be honest with you. And I was fine, but I really, truly wasn't. So sometimes, admitting and not being in denial of your own struggles, of your own life, of where you are currently, that's the little step that you need sometimes too, to figure things out and to see what this could do for you, for today, for tomorrow, for the future, to start laying down the foundation, right, of something that you want to grow and to build so that it could last a lifetime, so that you can make an impact for your loved ones. Is there anything that you wanted to?
The other thing about this is that, Cynthia and I are sitting here, and one of the takeaways of this is the friendships that we build.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, if you even want just more friends.
Yep. Or if you want to be surrounded by like-minded people that are going to push you and motivate you and be there for you and believe in you, this is what you can have here, right? Our community is huge, not for the small connections, but also it's a huge community of people that are going after the same things, right? They may be different dreams because everyone's dreams are different, whether they're big, small, whatever it may be, they're still dreams. But here, this is how we come together, we connect, we motivate each other. This is definitely not something I had at my career, in my career. Nobody praised me, nobody rewarded me, nobody was there for me, nobody motivated me. I'm not going to say nobody was there for me, but nobody motivated me or encouraged me for new opportunity, for new growth, right? And as people, as human beings, we need that. We need to be consistently evolving and creating and just being a better you, right? And this is what we have here, not just the business aspect of it all, but for your personal growth, for your personal development in every area of your life. I'm pretty sure you've gained so much confidence because of this business. There's so much growth, right?
For sure.
And new perspectives that are impactful. And that's why there's so many transformations, because it's all about you, right? It's all about what you are capable of. And with this opportunity, you'll bloom like a beautiful flower or a butterfly ready to fly. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are watching this on a replay, please mention it down below or get in touch with us. We love to connect with you and chit chat more and see how
Let
we
us
could
know where
align
you're
together.
coming from.
Yes, that too. I always forget to mention that. But anyways, I hope you all have an amazing week. It's a beautiful day. So if you are here in Ontario, wherever you are, enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the blue skies, and get out of your comfort zone. No more fearing, no more doubting. You are capable of so much because you are supported. Even if you think you're not, you are supported. Talk to you later.